Right. So this is, as far as I think, arguably the most balanced set in Valhalla. I'm using the default set, Raven Clan set, and it works really well with the game because the perks of this set is like increase armor the lower your health is, works really great, along with additional increase to critical chance. That also works really great because this build, I'll show you what it exactly does. First and foremost, I'm using this plus 2.5 range resistance because I could have actually used the plus 3.5 melee resistance, but the problem is that most of the range actually can dodge. So in case you get hit by one or two of those, this will help you like reduce the damage taken over there. This one has the plus 3.5 melee resistance. This one also has the plus 3.5 melee resistance because you'll be having hand-to-hand combats more often and you'll be taking like more damage through melee attacks. The breaches has the plus 3.3 heavy resistance as well as light resistance. Like I said, this is all about balance. It's about like ensuring that we are covered across all grounds, and it's basically not trying to be the best at anything, but more of a jack of all trades build, something like a master of some. I try that a lot. In general, I use this bow, this hunter bow, because this one is the most balanced across all three bows as far as I feel. The light bow I use the death skull for when I'm in boss fights. I have the plus 5 stun with it along with critical chance, and it already by default increases critical chance the lighter you are. And there is, I also added this rune where the critical chance is increased when you are 85% health or higher. So my idea with this build is that when you are close to full health, you start off with doing a lot of damage, and in case you take a little bit more damage later on, there will be like other perks which will sort of make it easier for you to finish the enemy off. But towards the start of any battle, when you have close to full health, you will be doing a lot more damage. This bow has plus 5 elite damage for those elite enemies. Most of them got taken down by one headshot from range. And this bow specifically has that increased range damage when close to full health and increased attack when close to full health, which applies to like all weapons, by the way. I'm using the sickle because it's really fast and it like pulls enemies and throws them at other enemies without having to use that this ability. Harpoon impairment. The sickle does that all the time without you having to use the special ability. So that's a like bonus over there. And I'm using Suttinger's Claw because of the increased critical damage after each hit up to 10 times, the default perk which it has. And then I have made sure to have increased speed when close to full health with a 5%, plus 5 walk and plus 10 critical chance. So this is supposed to be an all-round build, like I said. It's supposed to be balanced all across the ground. This hybrid rune plus 1.3 speed plus 6 critical chance, that one I got from Franklia. Same as this one, 11 health and 4 armor. Now, what I'm trying to highlight over here is that per hit I have 4 things increasing. One is evasion per hit. Second is speed per hit, and then attack per hit, and then finally critical damage per hit. So every time you hit an enemy, you're increasing 4 different factors, right? And this build is also based on hack and slash. To be very honest, keep this Sutengo's Claw as your secondary because the special attack this one has, it's amazing because it kind of rushes towards an enemy, and then when you let go, it slashes and then like leaps back a distance. So like it's very useful when you're like trying to gain some distance from an enemy just after an attack. It does that on its own, and while then the sickle is there, like it's like already very fast. Its weight is 5. Like this claw is also like currently 5. Right. This armor set, it's each part weighs 7, and this bow is the only like heavy element which is like double digits. Its weight is 10. All of these can be upgraded to mythical status. None of these by default are mythical, so you have to do that so that you get extra room slots. But once you have this build, you will more or less own the whole game. I can assure you that much. The fighting becomes like very easy, and you can play all sorts of tactics for this. If you want to like be stealthy and assassinate people, you can do that. If you want to just rush in and start fighting like against a mob of different enemies, you can do that as well. If you want to like pick out high value targets from range, you can do that as well from this. So I will just go through the current like runes I have for each of these parts like one last time before I end this video. So you can see the Ravenclaw cloak has the Great Rune of Health, basically the 18.59% plus 18.9 health, then plus 5 armor and plus 2.5 range resistance. You can actually replace this with plus 3.5 melee resistance, but I don't recommend it because there will be some range attacks which you will be like taking from time to time. So this one covers you across that front as well. And like I said, it's a balanced build. The Ravenclaw armor, I'm using increased evasion after each hit, and again plus 18.9 health, and then the hybrid rune of plus 11 health and plus 4 armor. The Ravenclaw helmet, it's using plus 18.9 health, plus 5 armor, plus 3.5 melee resistance. Basically the same as this one, except the range resistance is being replaced by melee resistance. The bracers, well, it's the same configuration as the helmet. 18.9 health, 5 armor, 3.5 melee resistance. And the breaches, well, I made sure I could have actually used the plus 18.9 health, but I figured that over time the armor will be like ensuring you take a lot less damage. So I mean, if in comparison, if you had more health, it wouldn't make you last longer in a fight, while armor would actually enable you to do that. So I chose armor for that reason, and plus 3.3 heavy resistance, plus 3.3 light resistance. So basically any sort of attack comes your way, you're gonna have some resistance. That was the idea. Ranged is there, melee is there, heavy is there, light is there. Now the weapons. I'll start with the sickle. The default is like increase speed after each hit up to 10 times, and I wanted to maintain symmetry in this same weapon, so I had this extra rune added where it increases attack after each hit up to 10 times. This goes well with the evasion as well as the default perk of Sutan's Claw, which has increased critical damage after each hit up to 10 times. And I added the hybrid rune. I could have added plus 10% critical chance, but I wanted a bit more speed, so I'm like plus 6 critical chance is not so bad. It's kind of balanced, like I said. So this whole configuration, the whole aim was like it doesn't lag anywhere. It will not make you too strong in one direction and then make you too weak in another. It's supposed to like make you strong across all areas, so you can have a like very relaxed approach to the game. Most of the time you will not be using heavy attacks, so I used the plus 5 light damage over here. I'm not using the heavy damage because the heavy will in any case, how do I even say it, like it, you will probably use the shift and plus click to take down some enemies, but heavy is already getting a bit more damage than usual. So this is not supposed to be like, you know, a sniper sort of kit. It's not supposed to be that. The idea was like balanced, like I said before. And here, like I have the plus 10 critical chance, so it kind of goes well with the kit, which already has an additional increase to critical chance. And this one has plus 6 and this one has plus 10, so roughly you're getting plus 25, let's say on average, plus 25 critical chance, right? And when you have critical chance, there is plus 8 critical damage. And I didn't want to leave out the elites because like it doesn't make any sense that you're going to do damage like normal soldiers and then with elites you're going to suck, or like normal enemies, I mean elite enemies, you can kill with one hit if you have plus 5 elite damage. And if you don't have that, you will be like having to like take 2 shots even on the headshot level, so it doesn't make any sense to like leave out the plus 5 elite damage. Like I said, it's an all-round build. So this one has an increased rain damage when close to full health default perk, and then I added increased attack when close to full health, which applies to the rest of the weapons as well. And then Sittinger's Claw has increased speed when close to full health. Right, so this build heavily relies on like when you start a fight, you're supposed to make at least 70% of the damage there. Like even in boss fights, when you're using let's say a light bow, because like light bow has a higher like fire rate, and as a result, it's much easier to hit those the weak enemy weak points, which will stun the enemy, and it makes the fight much more easier. So I will recommend when you're going against bosses, use this, but it's not really necessary. It just makes the fight easier, I won't lie, and that is the reason why I added plus 5 stun as well. This is only for boss fights, but you can even like play with this if you are like comfortable with using a light bow. And this one I previously added like 2 plus 10 critical chances, but then I figured like it's again like losing the balance factor. So I replaced 1 critical chance with plus 5 stun, and it's been working out just fine. But I'll show you the stats over here. Currently the stun is 181.5 with the death scar. This one is a little less, but it's not. It has got no stun factors or anything. It's more like picking out targets from range when you're infiltrating an area. This one is 150.5 as you can see. The thing is, the hunter bow you can charge up shots. The predator bow gets wounded, and sometimes it makes it very difficult to hit enemy targets. So I'm not using the predator bow at all. It's not like I don't have. I have this weird steel bow. I don't really like how it looks, honestly speaking. It's very unrealistic. Little lightnings and everything coming off. I'm the sort of player that prefers to keep things as realistic as possible, because the more it feels realistic, the better feel I get while playing the game. So that's just me. I'm not saying you have to be the same thing, but I'm not even making this video to like reach out to a large audience or something. If it does, great, but it's only for people who are looking to enjoy the game overall and not having like completely attack based build or stun based build or defensive build or it's not nothing like that. It's very tactical. The whole aim was to make sure that there are no weak links, there are no weak points, and that's about it. So I'll just run through these one last time. I won't be saying like I won't be reading out the runes. That's just for you to see. So the Raven Clan cloak, as you can see, 3 runes. The Raven Clan armor, 3 runes. The Einherjar, I think it's Einherjar bow because Jay is pronounced it as for most of the parts. And the 3 runes, the ceremonial sickle. This arguably, for me, it's like the best weapon in the game, honestly speaking, as primary. I have used a spear as well. I have used axe and everything, but this one just is something else entirely. I won't lie. The weight was initially 7 or 8, I think. I have no idea how it got reduced to 5, but the best part is like this card. When I'm using it with this kit, it has like increased critical chance lighter you are, so it works just fine with this kit as well. So it's like either one of these 2 you can use. But yeah, when boss fights, that card is really good. But for normal, the rest of the game, when it's non-boss fights and everything, I would recommend you use this 100. And now the helmet, these 3 runes, the bracers, these 3 runes, the breeches, these 3 runes, and the dagger, these 3 runes. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and maybe you learned something. I had no idea I would build something like this when I first started the game, but I'm really excited with this build because it has been like a smooth gameplay ever since I started playing with exactly this build. Like life has gotten so much easier for me inside the game. I literally hack and slash through all sorts of enemies, or I can like pick out enemies from range, or I can just go with assassination. Like that's not even part of this, because assassination, I mean, there is a setting which enables you to switch on like guaranteed assassination, so basically you don't have to like use that timing based assassination thing when you have that switched on. So if you're like me and you like the game to sort of feel like you're not just a normal soldier, you're a someone special in this game. You're supposed to have a lot of skills, and I prefer my assassinations to be guaranteed, so I switched that on, and it's about it. So it's all wrong. I mean, if you want to like play from range or hand-to-hand combat or just straight up assassinate, this kit will get the job done and very well. That's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.